Pick scripts, the crossword books.
The Verity Chronicles. The Eternal Star. Chapter 1. Part 2. The next day, Verity made her way down to the seamstress's quarters. The Christmas ball was only a month away, and she had yet to be fitted for the gown she had designed herself. Much to her mother's dismay, and despite her very vocal objections, Verity had insisted upon a unicorn motif, complete with a multicoloured mane sewn into the belly of the fabric. Fluffy pink sleeves and a matching neckline gave it the finish Verity longed for. She was certain the colour would complement her deep brown skin and make her eyes sparkle even more brightly. She skipped down the back staircase towards the staff residences, the air growing mustier with every step. Morning sunlight poured through the arched, leaded windows, flooding the spiral staircase with gold. Dust spun lazily in the beams, settling on the polished mahogany floorboards below. Pausing by an open window, Verity drew in a deep breath. Nothing could beat the sharp, clean scent of freshly laid snow. For miles, snow stretched as far as Verity could see, from the edge of the royal gardens to the pale, distant horizon. The flags atop the castle walls were glazed in a thin layer of sleet, their snowflake emblems barely visible beneath the frost. It had been a long time since Verity had seen the flag of Blizzardland free of ice, and the sight stirred something warm inside her. She smiled at the familiarity, then frowned. Was that a patch of green? She squinted. A small patch of grass seemed to be rearing its head from beneath the snowdrifts. That couldn't be right. She had only ever read about grass in books or seen pictures on the television. In Blizzardland, the snow always fell so thick that nothing could survive beneath it. She shrugged. Perhaps the day was warmer than usual. Arriving at the seamstress's apartment, she paused. Muffled laughter drifted through the heavy oak door.
Knock, knock,
Verity called, pushing the door open before anyone could reply. "Princess, you're early." The seamstress bowed low and ushered her inside. Priya was perched atop a table, legs swinging as she sat beside a mountain of dresses. Each gown shimmered with jewels, sequins or glitter, every one of them unique, as though crafted for someone very particular. They were shorter than the gowns normally seen in the capital, the fabric much thinner. These would never keep even the warmest-blooded blizzardman from freezing.
Sorry,
Verity said, edging closer, eyes bright.
I simply couldn't wait to see my dress for the ball.
"Oh, it's not over there, dear," the seamstress said quickly, steering her towards the wardrobe in the corner.
What are these for, then?
Verity twisted away and drifted back to the table, fingertips brushing the rainbow of silks and satins. "My own personal project. Not for the royal household," Priya's mother said, a little too fast.
They're far too short for winter.
Verity lifted a sparkling blue dress, its waist adorned with a belt of diamond-shaped jewels that glittered in the candlelight. The seamstress smiled, with a smile that didn't quite reach her eyes, and slipped it from Verity's hands. "They're not for winter."
What do you mean? Are you leaving Blizzardland?
Her throat tightened, and tears sprung to her eyes. Priya was her closest friend now, her best friend since Christy. "Don't cry," Priya said quickly, shifting on the table. "I'm not going anywhere. Perhaps Blizzardland has some brighter days ahead." Her mother's eyes snapped towards her. Priya fell silent. "You're full of questions today, Princess," the seamstress said smoothly. She fetched Verity's unicorn gown from the wardrobe and gestured towards the fitting podium. "Come now, let's get you measured." The next morning, Verity awoke to the sound of screams. She leapt from her bed and darted to the window. The cry had sounded so close, it could only have come from outside. Pressing her face against the cold glass, she breathed a misty patch across it, then wiped it clear with her sleeve. Her stomach lurched. Dozens of people were floundering where the great ice rink should have been. But the rink was no longer there. Instead, a wide expanse of water churned like a gaping blue hole, dragging skaters into its freezing depths. Verity rubbed her eyes hard, convinced she was imagining it. But no, the ice was gone. She hurriedly threw on her clothes and dashed into the corridor. Heart pounding, she raced to her parents' chamber. 2 guards stood to attention outside.
I must speak with Mama.
She's away, Princess. Her Majesty travelled south for the sun, remember? She invited you, but you declined.
And Father?
On safari again. The air seemed to still around her. She looked from one guard to the other, half expecting someone, anyone, to come rushing to her aid. But no one came. She was the crowned princess. She was in charge. Yet no one had ever taught her how to deal with something like this. How could they? Melting snow in Blizzardland was unthinkable. Impossible. Her mind whirled. Whoever had heard of such a thing? Who would even dare imagine? Then she stopped dead. A memory from yesterday's conversation slipped into her thoughts like a shadow. Perhaps Blizzardland has some brighter days ahead.
Priya,